Welcome back, folks. This is the Friendship Podcast, and I'm here with my friends. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Cream?
Doing good, boys.
Just from
Cream
the back
from the
playing,
rafters.
playing Clash of Clans. He's
I get my attacks in right now. This is prime attack season.
It is. You're right. You don't have many friends, Drake. That's
I have
not
a
true.
decent amount of friends.
Yeah, that's not true. Takes a lot to be your friend.
Yeah, I'd say so.
What hat you wearing tonight? No balls?
No bull. It's
Oh, it's the okay.
Earnhardt's car dealership.
No balls. Oh fuck. Welcome into the podcast tonight. Tonight, no guest. One of a couple episodes in the last 2 months where we haven't had a guest. We do have a lot of things built up that I want to get to talk about. First off, there's this. I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance, maybe even greater than 50% chance that I have to intermittently run upstairs and play dad in the middle of this. Lauren's coaching volleyball again through the first week of July, which means that on Sunday nights, recording nights, it's daddy daycare. And while I do want to give myself a shout out, really pat myself on the back, they say that primetime players show up under pressure. I executed a perfect bedtime routine tonight. As most parents know out there, it doesn't fucking matter. They could literally wake up 15 minutes later and be pissed, even if you did everything right. So I played a great game. I honestly was Brooks Koepka today, and it just is what it is. Somebody could come, Kinley could come through and shoot better than me though.
Now that you're dead, did you actually watch Sunday golf then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just catch up with general sports tweets on Twitter. I'm a Brooks fan though. I catch some golf if it's on and we're watching TV and there's not something else I want to watch. I will flip to it for a half hour, an hour at a time. I like Brooks, and
why do you like Brooks? What do you like about him?
I don't know. I think I honestly couldn't tell you. Maybe he seems to be a guy who kind of doesn't give a fuck a little bit.
Accurate. I guess.
Compared to, he's a little less professional, seemingly, than some of the other guys. He's also like a big, thick dude. Maybe I identify with that. Maybe I'm in a way attracted to him. I don't know. I think we can all be open about our sexuality here. I have no idea. He's just the guy I like. Did you guys watch the golf today? How about that block guy?
Dude, that was sick. You see, Drake, did you watch it today too?
Yeah, I watched it.
Just dump one in from what they like $178 out, like straight in the hole.
151, I believe.
Nothing but net. Bottom of the net.
Nothing but the bottom.
Dude, how good does that feel?
Well, he didn't even know it went in. I think he thought it hit the pin, and he didn't see where it ricocheted. He was asking, where'd it go? Where'd it go? No chance it went in the hole. And then, sure enough.
His reactions were pure. Even that video of him yesterday when they told him he was paired with Rory, he's just like, what's this guy's story? He's just some random pro.
He's just a club professional, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking awesome.
Won a qualifier.
And he comes out and just lays down the wood.
Fires even par for 3 rounds and gets paired with Rory in the final round.
That's so sick, dude.
Then he's getting invited back next year too because he made top 15.
I think it was top 10 got the auto invite. Was it top 15?
I think it's top 15, so he doesn't have to qualify next year. He gets the auto invite back.
It's so sick.
Nice.
What's up with the guys wearing their hats backwards?
I'm not
like
seeing
while playing
backwards hats.
Yeah, I saw. I think Foreplay tweeted out a picture that was like backwards and something with Colin Coward because he was, he's always like he's a backwards hat kind of guy. You ever seen the Baker Mayfield video? There's like a bunch of guys playing with their hats backwards. Yeah. Was it because of the rain? Because it drips down? I don't know.
I did not see that. I don't know.
There was some. What did they have yesterday? Shitty ass weather. They were playing in like a rainstorm.
It was bad. More about a rainstorm.
Oh,
it was less than ideal weather, though. I think.
Yeah.
If you guys were to go play 4 days in a row at the place that they just played at, what do you shoot?
I think best case scenario, I would be absolute best case scenario plus 80 through 4 rounds.
God damn, it's so insane how good
Drake. I mean, that's.
I think absolute best case scenario is closer to plus 100.
And Brooks,
and that's
it was like a par 70 course though, Drake. So.
That's because I saw a lot of pros saying that with the conditions the way they were in the course setup, they doubt that 18 handicaps could shoot under 120. So that's 50 over par. If you're playing golf by its true rules.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Dude, those fairways were so tight. Yeah, absolute best case. Yeah. Maybe plus 100. I don't know. Those greens were fast as shit, man. You're probably 3-putting everything. Yeah, if you're playing bogey golf, then that is incredible for an amateur, probably.
Incredible.
And Brooks won at -9.
I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of snowmen on that scorecard.
Is there you guys weren't a part of this conversation, but I got in a pretty back and forth conversation in the Discord, I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, about what sport takes the most skill. And I think that it's golf, hands down. But
technical skill, it's got to be up there, yeah.
The argument was by a couple other people, they were arguing that baseball as a sport completely takes more skill than golf.
They say that hitting a major league fastball is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Hitting the ball, but fielding is arguably much easier than.
Dudes, there's some baseball teams out there that literally don't give a fuck about their fielding. They just put the 9 best hitters on their teams. Like, you can play left field, right? And
it's a pitcher's game.
Yeah,
but does that not pad my argument a little bit? Where if you're like, fielding literally doesn't fucking matter at all.
It does matter. It's just most teams these days prioritize pitching and hitting.
I know it is wild that most of the game is played.
Unless you're a catcher, they don't care about you hitting as much. They want you to be a good catcher. They want good pitchers, and they want guys that can hit the ball.
I just think golf is so.
I put MMA up there.
Yeah, so I guess is the argument if you take the average American and place them in whatever sport, at what sport are they going to look the absolute goofiest?
Well, and that was kind of where we came to.
You look pretty goofy when you get knocked the fuck out.
Right, like so for Drake's argument, right? The average American is getting tapped out, knocked out
in 3 seconds,
TKOing in 10 seconds to every MMA fighter, right?
Right.
The average American is
going 0 for 100 on MLB pitchers.
Exactly. And
but
the average American,
a lot of Americans might be able to get away with playing right field, though. They could play half the sport and get away with it.
But could they?
We could.
Yeah, we're not the average, you fucking dwarf.
But so we could play half of an MLB game and maybe get away with it.
Well, see, I guess that is a decent argument because pros do go 0 for 4 every now and then, right?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
More than once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably been a few guys this year who have gone up 3 times and struck out looking. And the 3 of us could swing a bat, right? We won't look like professionals, but we won't look like idiots. We might be able to just look like we had a bad night hitting. And hey, we might get one pop fly to right field, grab it, throw it in, and you could get by in a baseball game. If the 3 of us went out and played the PGA Tour and shot you guys plus 100 and me plus 200, then they're going to notice, right?
Well, yeah, I think like the average American playing golf at the PGA Championship this weekend takes like the max score on every single hole, right?
It would be so many DNFs.
Right.
They
exactly.
wouldn't be able to finish.
Well, actually,
so
I
maybe
guarantee you that an amateur is not able to complete the PGA Championship because you're only allowed a dozen golf balls in a professional tournament. And there's no amateur who's only hitting a dozen golf balls.
I didn't know that. Yeah. So there you go. It's a DNF.
That adds to my argument.
So maybe the better argument is,
but I don't know if that's a good.
What sport does a good athlete, just good all around athlete, look the most goofy in, right? Because average American is looking goofy in absolutely everything.
Grant has.
I'm going to give you an answer you weren't expecting. Gymnastics.
Yeah. Because I think that's actually a good answer.
Looks the goofiest. I mean,
you're right.
Like you can't fake your way through gymnastics. You pretty much have to know the skills and stuff, right?
Yeah, and so this is where it becomes hard because it's like, is the barometer you take your average human and throw them into elite level competition and see how they do?
I'm saying that's not even a good argument because they're looking stupid in everything, right?
Correct. So you have to
take someone who's at least a competent athlete, and then what sport do they look the goofiest in?
Right. Yeah.
Like what sport do they come in last in?
Grant, what was that?
That was just a list of someone at ESPN ranked most difficult sports.
Oh, most difficult.
Real quick.
Most difficult.
Ice hockey. Okay. Yeah.
I think difficulty.
I consider myself a good athlete. I can't ice skate for shit.
I wasn't considering steer wrestling or rodeo, but now that that's on the list, that's might be number one.
Those aren't something I would fuck with anyway.
Yeah, you gotta have some cojones to
I have a buddy and him and his brother rope calves and wrestled steers from the time they were fucking 10 years old, and I've been to a few rodeos, and it's
like cycling for distance, man. Like, yeah, you're gonna come in last, but you at least finish, right?
Right, but you can ride a bike. It's not difficult to cycle. It's just difficult to do it at their output. I wouldn't say that's a yeah. Although, you guys probably don't know like what an FTP test is and like
fuck the police.
Well, fuck the police. I think I'm convinced that the most impressive thing in all of endurance sports is what elite level cyclists do. God, it's hard to argue against like a 2-hour marathoner, but so these guys, you guys just wouldn't know because you don't have a Peloton, you don't do like spin bike workouts, but the wattage that they hold for hours is something that the average human, even me, something that I could only hold on a bike for 60 seconds, and they hold it for hours. They are insane. It's absurd. The best
I mean, those are people that like that's all they do, right?
It's all they do
and they've been doing it for a long fucking time.
You guys know I nerd out over like performance and just stuff like that, and it is truly awe-inspiring what, like, you know, the Tour de France winner can do aerobically on a bike. It's not even fucking comprehensible. I don't know what the barometer would be though for the most difficult sport. I think we did determine that if a sport involves a stick, club, racket, something where you aren't physically connected to the ball, like a basketball, like that makes it harder.
That becomes a lot more technical and a lot more
right
in the skill, right? Again, like anything that's just like pure athleticism, like cycling, again, like
sure,
if you know how to ride a bike, you can finish the race.
Right. Yeah. And I think golf is
like, you take someone out there who's never swung a baseball bat before, but as a good athlete and anywhere else, they're never getting a hit in an entire MLB season.
Right. Well, Drake's example of gymnastics actually makes me laugh because you put somebody out there. I mean, I would argue more humans than not can't do a pull-up, let alone go do something. Think about it, Kev. 2/3 of Americans are overweight.
Overweight people can still do pull-ups.
Name some. Yeah.
Well, there's offensive linemen that we played with that could do pull-ups.
Division I offensive linemen, sure. Yeah, and they're overweight. But if you go through Kinnick Stadium on a Saturday,
put a belt around my waist and make myself overweight and do a pull-up.
I don't think that's how that works, Drake. What percentage of people could? 68% said they were able to.
But that's people said they could do it.
Said they could, and small sample size of 142.
Yeah. I mean,
where was that sample conducted? Was it conducted at a gym?
Maybe, probably.
Because then that skews your population data. Because those people are at least working out.
And that a pull-up. So okay, sick. You got a ring routine. Hop up there, bud. You know? Get on the pommel horse. Let's see what you got. They'll look like absolute assholes. They would look worse in a gymnastics meet than they would on a golf course, the average person. Average person can at least go fucking smack it and slice it into a house or something. I mean,
but again, like if you're an average person, you've never swung a golf ball before, like
that's true.
You're gonna miss half the time.
I would, yeah.
Dude, think about it. We've played with some teammates.
Oh God,
incredible athletes. You watch them swing a golf ball.
Club.
They look like a baby deer on ice. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't. The mind and the body just do not connect, and they cannot do it.
It's bad. Yeah. You're right. It's bad. It's bad. I don't know. It's a good conversation to have, though.
There's no answer. There is no answer.
There is no answer because
gymnastics is a good answer.
I think golf is a good answer too.
I think golf's a good answer too.
I think fighting's a good answer too. I mean,
again, especially when you add all the aspects. Like they said, boxing was up there pretty high on one of those categories, and that's just one aspect. You put them all together.
Boxing was number 1 on that original list.
Like of everything possible.
Yeah.
Whatever was on that list.
Yeah. So
but that was just one person's opinion, right? Was there any data behind this list?
Well, analytics. All their data could be made up.
Grant actually made the list as we opened the conversation. It was his opinion.
Here's my analytics on boxing. It's really fucking hard.
I think that somehow in that conversation, I feel like combat sports almost are they almost can't even be considered because it's like, I don't know. It's a different kind of sport. It's its own fucking thing. Like it's not even. But if they count, yeah. I mean, Drake made Drew look silly last weekend, and Drew's about more athletic and got a better chance than 99% of people. So, yeah, that's just the way it's gonna be. I don't think there's a.
Sorry, Drew.
Should have him back on the podcast.
Need to have him back on the podcast.
All Drew will talk about is the blades.
The blades.
Yeah. He's obsessed with the blades.
The fuck are the blades?
We'll find out when Drew comes back on the podcast.
All right. Do you guys know that no, you did. I don't know why the fuck I asked you guys. Quandre Diggs retweeted our video of one of our Austin Blythe clips. Got us like hella views on it.
Oh, when he's talking about Seattle being the best place.
Yeah, the reason why Seattle was the best, and Quandre Diggs retweeted and was like, it was because I was there, right? I was like, damn, let's go.
Give us a little engagement, right?
Give us a little bump on them numbies, Quandre. Q Diggs. How about the pork producers, huh?
How about the pork producers?
Wearing their shirt
protein
tonight
for the fine people of this country.
I fried up 12 strips of bacon this morning. Little breakfast meal prep for this week. And that actually is the last of the first time I used one of those coupons. So I will be going back for more with one of the pork coupons. I'm wearing the shirt tonight. Washington County Pork Producers. Did I ever tell you that the guy got back to me and said, "You guys know we do have a pig costume, right?"
Send it up.
Remember when we were like, we should just do the podcast in pig costume?
That'll cost a little extra, but yeah, we can make something like that happen. Cleaver, how do you like your bacon? Are you a crispy guy or are you a floppy guy?
No. Well, I'm an in between. And if you're gonna miss one way, I prefer it floppy. Yeah, I'll take it a little underdone rather than crispy. it takes some of the flavor out of it.
It does.
You start to cook all that fat off, and it's like, So I like it. I like it a little floppy. Drake?
The opposite. I'd rather have it a little crispy over a little floppy.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Kluve here. If you hold it by the edge, it should not go straight out, but it can't be just complete,
Sure.
Fish.
Yeah. That's a good test for it. The best bacon is like really, really thick cut braised, like one fat slice. It almost looks like a patty of bacon. And then there's a Barntown right down the road here in Waukee. We'll throw a thick, fat slice of bacon on top of a burger, and then an egg on top of that.
So I have
when
had
they're too thick. I can't take it.
I have had a piece of bacon that was
somebody
too
clip
thick.
that.
I have had a piece of bacon that's too thick. There was this place in Vegas that we went to brunch, and I shit you not, the thing was an inch thick, and an inch thick, and like some bacon is just pure fat, right?
Yeah.
So that's just not very.
You didn't want to Brady Ross that?
No.
For those that don't know, Brady Ross would take the fat that was cut off of some of our steaks when we would get catered meals at the university. Guys would cut the fat off, the pure fatty pieces on the edge, and Brady would take those and eat them.
And that's why he weighed 265 pounds.
And that's why if you cut Brady open, you get a cross section of Brady Ross.
He looks like a ribeye.
It's indistinguishable from what bacon looks like. Speaking of Brady Ross, we had a pretty good Apple review that mentioned old Buford.
Beauregard?
It was only a 4-star review. And it reads,
That's more than we deserve.
I'd give 5 stars, but your podcast has made me sick. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Brady Ross.
I love the SNL skit, little allegory there. That's nice.
Kevin with the word allegory, bro. I could never pull that out in a sentence and know it was right ever.
The thing I
ask me what allegory means.
What's
What
allegory,
does allegory
mean,
mean?
Drake?
It sounds like something that runs a computer. I wrote a couple allegories, and now my computer works great.
Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. In a sentence, Pilgrim's Progress is an allegory of the spiritual journey.
And what'd you say?
I
that was
think I meant
allegory?
illusion. I meant illusion.
So Kevin used it wrong too.
Yeah,
Hey.
I meant illusion.
Happens.
Hey, you know what though, Kev? I respect you throwing that out there with confidence.
Both
And I'm
started
honestly sorry for stomping on your dick here and making everybody realize you used it wrong too. We could have just breezed right past it, but I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, we at least we can get it out in the air and acknowledge it because there might be some smart people back home.
What is the difference between allegory and illusion? Illusion is when we hint at something and expect the other person to understand what we are referencing. An allegory is a story within a story. Grant, before we move on, I do want you to mark down about 21 minutes as a clip. And Drake said, if it's too thick, I can't handle it. And we are going to use that at some point.
Can that be like his little call-in piece?
I could add that to the soundboard. Yeah.
Soundboard, yeah.
Absolutely. Another review here from Ludacris. Yeah, it feels bad. Ludacris Des Moines. Tyler is a narcissist. Drake is a psychopath. Kevin is like if an unseasoned chicken breast became sentient. Somehow those ingredients come together to make podcast magic. Come for the Hawk discussion. Stay for their oddly entertaining personal lives. DHT is well worth the Patreon response and the goodies.
Man, that might be the all-time review right there.
That's Kevin's favorite description of him of all time.
As if an unseasoned chicken breast became sentient.
I love that one.
Instead of I am robot, it's I am chicken breast.
Robot chicken.
And then the guy plugs the Patreon.
How about it?
What a guy.
What a guy.
I want to take a second. We don't unless you listen to the very, very end after we say peace. You don't hear about the Patreon as a plug. We'll talk about DHT. I want to take a second to sell that real quick. Ready? Do you like helping sick kids? I hope you answered yourself. I hope you took a second there to look in the mirror and really ask yourself, what have I done to help out people in need this year? I know you sick fucks drink coffee. Okay? 1, 2, 3 a day. I went to Starbucks last week as I was driving Kinley around Waukee because the car sometimes is the only thing that'll put a kid to sleep. So I decided, let me roll through the Bucks and get me a grande. And it's the fucking name of this drink is too long for me to say, Starbucks. It was a brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso with fucking honey lavender and fairy dust in it, I'm pretty sure. And it was delicious, but it was $6. Okay? And it was gone in 30 minutes. What if you use those $6? Because I know you're getting 2 coffees. What if you spent 2 coffees on the washed up walk-ons and half of that went to the kids? What if half of that went to the kids and bought them presents at the end of the year? Right? Oh, by the way, you're going to get 50 podcasts or more, which now include Grant, by the way. Do you want Grant to go hungry? There's other cool shit on there, too. You get fucking discounts on our merchandise. You might get a Bo Bauer podcast every once in a while if we get that going. I'm telling you, the DHT, don't drink 2 coffees. Sign up for the $12 a month. You're helping us out. You become part of the family. You get access to the Discord. All the shenanigans that go down in there. Consider it. Consider it.
How long are we in the walk-on army these days?
455.
Let's go.
I think.
Let's go. Shout out you beautiful people out there.
Truly unbelievable human beings that support the cause. And to be honest is, these people, like, they are true savages. I do want to give a shout out to the $25 tier for those who don't know. There's a $25 tier, and they are basically the Walk On Founding Club. Keith, Mike, Jeremy, Christopher, Courtney, Goose, Caleb, Zach, Joshua, Sean, William, and Adam signed up. There's going to be more exclusive perks coming to that big time tier, and you guys are the fucking legends of this show. Maybe Grant will get some shillings because of you guys. You guys are our first round draft picks. Consider yourself Jack Campbell. All right. Did you guys see that Kevin Kasper's younger kid has already got an offer from Oregon?
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I was talking to him about that.
8th grade.
No, he's older than that now.
He's no older than a freshman.
Yeah, I think he's a freshman.
I think he's in 8th grade, but I mean, I get it, legacy now because of
had a pretty successful dad's got a pretty good older brother. He's probably going to turn out just fine, but
decent
still
genes.
Offering freshmen is kind of
Dude, that's a reach, man. You're banking on a lot.
But again, also on the other hand, what the fuck does an offer even mean these days?
I don't know.
Because
I have no idea.
Teams throw out about, I think, on average, 10 times more than they can actually sign.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that list that comes out every year, Nebraska offers like 400 plus kids, and it's just like, hey, whoever, it's like whoever comes up with whoever decides they want to come here first, and then we have to tell everybody else, sorry. That's a weird conversation to have. I feel like you wouldn't want to put yourself in a situation like that as a coach. What they do. Pull it up, Grant. Let me see that.
Yeah, and then like some people won't. We'll tell kids like, hey, yeah, you can offer, but you can commit only after this other kid makes his decision. Like if he comes here, then there's no room for you. But if he goes somewhere else, then yeah, we'd love to have you. It's like
shit is wild.
It's a weird thing.
Thank God we didn't have to deal with that, right? If you just walk on.
Yeah, exactly. Like don't have to mess with that offer bullshit.
Who wants to get an offer, dude?
Who needs all that paperwork?
You have to sign a letter of intent? Get out of here. Yeah, I saw that and I thought that was nuts. Kev, I saw this weekend, I saw on your lady's Instagram story that you were enjoying a nice adult beverage at what appeared to be Big Grove.
Yep. It was a gorgeous weekend in the Iowa City area. Not cloud and sky, 75 and a slight little spring breeze. So yeah, we went up to Cedar Ridge Winery, had a couple snacks, couple drinks up there. We're on our way home and decided that we didn't want to go home yet. And then we went to Big Grove, had a beer, a couple snacks there. And then on our way home, decided we didn't want to go home yet. Got ourselves an ice cream cone at the Dairy Queen on Riverside.
Oh,
it was a beautiful day, boys. It was a beautiful day.
I'm jealous. I really am.
Still smacks.
Of course it smacks. It's better if you ride there on a moped.
True. I do, dude. Low key, I miss my moped.
There's a couple kids in Waukee that ride around on mopeds, and every time I see them, I'm like, look at this savage.
And I'm also a grown adult with my own money. It's like there's nothing stopping me from buying a moped for myself.
Yeah, you could rip like $700 for a moped or whatever it costs.
Yeah, exactly. There's absolutely nothing stopping me from doing that.
Adult money. Adult money is fun.
I've just come to this realization is probably not a good thing for my bank account.
You got moped money. Stop bullshitting.
Kevin, for anyone in the Iowa City Coralville area, if you see a jacked dude on a
chicken
moped,
breast.
If you see a sentient chicken breast riding around on a moped,
chicken breast.
Somebody Photoshop that for me right now. If you see a sentient chicken breast riding around on two wheels, that is Kevin, and he decided to use his adult money to buy himself a moped. I bring that up, Kev, because you like yourself kind of the brewery scene, right? You like a brewery?
I enjoy a nice local brew. Yeah.
Well, we were contacted by a brewery.
We were
over the weekend. One that you would know. I'm not going to name names right now. Nothing.
Drake's Big Cock Lager. They bringing that one to stores or what?
That sounds good. That actually is. You know what, Drake? I commend you for your on the spot shit. Drake's Big Cock Lager, and that just rolls off your brain. You're one of a kind. You know that?
With a big old cock.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to Bo. Give me a compliment. Said my TRT dick is bigger.
I was there. He did say that.
That is interesting. Should we talk about the TRT? Maybe
it hasn't really kicked in yet.
I want to know what brewery is going to sponsor the podcast.
Yeah. Let's get to that. Got this email. By the way, we have a Washed Up Walk-Ons email. If anybody has like business inquiries or something that you don't know if we should send to one of us individually.
I'm just thinking about when Bo hears me say that on the podcast.
Bo's gonna, dude. Bo, shout out to you. Legend.
See you in a couple days, bud.
Hi, my name is Lo. I'm the social media and event coordinator for Blank Brewing in Blank. We are huge fans of your podcast. I was wondering if you guys were interested in doing a collab with us. We would love to send over some beer for you guys to review on your podcast. We also just launched a locally made, I'm not going to say what that is because it might give it away for who it is, locally made other kind of drink, and we make it in-house with our blah, blah, blah and our blah, blah, blah. I would love to know if this is a possibility. It would also be cool if you guys did a podcast at our brewery.
That would be cool.
Just throwing ideas out there. Looking forward to hearing back. Have a great day. And I thought, wow.
I want to make a sour.
You're a sour guy?
Huge sour guy.
Really?
Yeah.
If we add Bo to the podcast, we could have a Bo Bauer sour.
The
Bo Bauer sour review and Scour Hour. Bo Bauer Scour Hour sour review.
Bo Bauer's Power Clean Scour Hour, where he drinks a sour. So that's an interesting opportunity.
I do love me a good local brew at a brewery. Hopefully they make a nice, warm, big old giant pretzel.
Ooh.
Goes great with a nice little IPA or pale ale, golden ale.
You fancy yourself a soft pretzel, huh?
I'd love me a soft pretzel.
Who doesn't, right?
It's honestly one of the better bar foods out there, if not the best.
In fact, I don't know if you've ever had Pretzel Maker. The only one that I know of that's around here still is the one in the Coralville Mall. We used to have one in Marshalltown, and then that one closed down. Then there used to be one in Des Moines, and that one closed down. It's Lauren's favorite pretzel, and we are going there before we do anything when we get to town on Saturday.
You're going to the mall to get a pretzel?
Correct.
All right.
I like me a soft pretzel.
I love me a soft pretzel too.
You know, Kev, you and I really on the cutting edge way back when. We did a podcast on site at a local establishment in Iowa City, Donnelly's.
Yes, we did.
That was like episode 26 or something like that.
Was it really that early?
It was that early.
Man, it was a while ago. Wings were fire. Guess what? Wings still are fire.
Dude, I haven't been there since we went, and I'll be dead honest. I was not lying. If you go back and find the Kevin and Tyler pod from Donnelly's, I gave an honest review, and those are some of the better wings I've had in my life.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
So maybe it's time to do it at a brewery. We have much better equipment now. It would make it much easier instead of sitting there with the mics in our laps and like trying to eat wings. If you go back and listen,
jam-packed Donnelly's pub.
That fucking episode is such a shit show. Like, I can't believe some of the stuff that we did.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it.
I might have to as well.
But I just remember, like, again, we were like 20-something episodes in or something like that. I don't know. It was really early.
26.
I was just like, really like, damn, people are giving us free rings. This is kind of sick.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we would love for you to come do a podcast. And you know what? They said, whoever had contacted me originally was like, dude, that podcast was the ROI for us on that, giving you guys what, two in order of wings.
It was like was it 2 dozen wings or is it just a dozen that's 6 and 6 of each?
We both got a dozen, I think. But,
okay, so it would have cost $15 if we paid for it. Whatever, it cost them maybe $5 out of their pocket if they sold 1 dozen wings because of that podcast.
And I'm pretty sure they did. Multiple people hit us up and said, hey, we're going to Donnelly's because of you guys. And the Donnelly's guy a while later was like, dude, we'd love to have you back in sometime because you guys, we had like a decent amount of customers come in and mention that they heard about us from your guys' podcast. We convert here, boys and girls.
We got cult followers, bro. We can bring 455 to your front door.
Yeah. Gat it up.
I wonder what our sponsorship has done to the pig population in Washington County.
Hopefully it's wrecked it.
I hope it's dipping. I hope they're getting on the piglets. I don't know what the breeding season looks like, but better keep up that production. because the pork consuming in the state of Iowa and surrounding areas has spiked, no doubt. So I'll tell you guys about that opportunity with the brewery. I mean, Drake, let's be honest, you're not. It is a brewery in Iowa, in eastern Iowa. So Drake won't be there. But Kev, you and I.
I'll fuck around and find out.
I mean, I don't drink beer, right? But I'll, maybe I'll sip. I'll test it. I'll try it out. And then
maybe you'll find one you like.
Probably not, but I'll find 2 or 3 appetizers that I like. You can guarantee that.
Cooper ain't never been afraid of a couple appetizers.
Fuck no. Sure. So that's something that we sort of have on the docket as well. Grant, can you pull up the Discord in the background? Can you go and find the whoever posted the screenshot today of them saying that the staff would even feel comfortable if Cooper Dejean played long snapper? They said that. Somebody said that.
Yeah, because it's like a non-important position.
Here we go. Here we go.
I've been over and looked at my own asshole a couple times too. I seem to be pretty good at it.
With your digestive system, that would be required. Another thing that if you're in the Discord, you know about.
My butthole?
No. But there is a picture of your butthole floating around out there. So this is from HawkeyeInsider.com, 247 Sports. I don't know what the article was for, but this is a snippet of it. It says, one of the rare qualities about Dejean is his ability to absorb information at multiple positions quickly. Going from small-town Midwest football to the Big Ten is a long transition for most players, but Iowa relied on Dejean immediately, and he delivered. The Hawkeyes have played him at cash, cornerback, and punt returner. Iowa has also said they'd feel comfortable playing him at safety and even long snapper. Coop, don't stoop that low. Plus, we don't need him. We got Luke Elkin, Savage. But can you imagine a couple trick plays with Coop snapping the ball?
Yeah, he probably would have scored on the polecat.
I mean, is that a question? What I'm asking for is, could we get Coop throwing that thing to me, right?
You know what? He probably could, but I know we were joking around with him running a little quarterback last year, but I don't think we need him throwing the ball this year. I think we'll be just fine at that position.
Well, I'll tell you this: if we suck ass, if our offense sucks ass, hey.
I'm optimistic. All right.
I am too.
Gonna throw it out there. I'm very optimistic about the offense this year. Are we going to be top 30? No. But are we going to be top 70?
Maybe.
Yes, probably.
I'm in that.
Is it sad that that's where the bar is at?
You still think we can be top 30?
No.
Top 30 would be.
Grant, pull up 2022.
Top 30 would be tough.
Grant, pull up 2022 college football offensive rankings. Top 30, you're gonna have to be gaining 470 plus yards a game of offense, maybe 500. I mean, that is
top 30 in efficiency.
How is that?
I just want to be.
There's multiple ways you can do it. You can do it.
I don't give a fuck about the
yards per play.
Okay, I was wrong.
Kind of things.
I was wrong. Okay, so top.
Scroll down to. Well, you don't have them numbered.
Yeah, that makes it tough. But there's probably like 50 a page or something.
Say Michigan's 30th. What's Michigan looking like? They were right there.
460 a game. Tell you what, the Hawks aren't getting to 460 a game.
Nor do we need them to, man. 400 a game, control the clock, put up 3 to 4 touchdowns a game, 24 points. The Hawks go 10-2 at least.
I don't even think how many yards do you think we gained on offense in 2015? we scored like 32 a game. And Grant, pull that up.
Pull it up, Grant. I do remember that was like our best year of offense that we were there.
Yeah.
And I think we were top 50. I don't think we were top 30.
I don't even think we were top
2016,
50.
we had 2 1,000-yard rushers. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but we weren't.
Good. Yeah.
We didn't hit 400. 386. All we need is 386. Give us 350. We could do it with 350. We can't do what we did last year, which was like 240. It's not enough.
Yeah, last year was tough, man.
I'm optimistic.
But expecting, we got some talent. We got a new wide receiver.
Yeah.
We got a couple tight ends. We got a quarterback.
Oh, we're fucking good at tight
I like
end.
our 1-2 at running back.
Love our running back.
Got a new offensive lineman.
And we got a bunch of guys that need to do some growing and developing alongside that. So there's nowhere to go but up, right? And you're expecting a big jump.
I can say with confidence, I would put almost anything I own on the line and obviously, right? We were literally
This is an easy bet.
We were literally last in offense. I think eventually we did actually skip up to like third to last or something. It can't get worse than last year. We might even be able to play with 10 of our guys this year and still be what we did last year. Last year was all-time historic bad. And so, it's not what we're asking for. 70th, Kev, I wish there was a prop bet on that. I wish there was a prop bet on where Iowa will finish nationally.
I'm sure you can find one somewhere.
And I'll bet the line would probably be somewhere around 70, like Kev said. And I want to find out what I can get on a line of like top 50.
That would be.
Speaking of lines, boys, I don't think we've talked about this yet. I think the Hawks over/under win total was 7.5.
Come on,
promising schedule or no?
Yes, better than last year. No Ohio State, no Michigan.
No Ohio State, no Michigan. Our crossovers are Penn State,
which, by the way,
State.
It will be a whiteout in Happy Valley for the Iowa Penn State game.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Sorry for the boys. I want to apologize in advance to the boys.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know if they know what they're getting themselves into there.
Well,
loud.
Yep, 7.5. Now the odds aren't great at it at -162.
Pretty bad.
You're looking at 145 on DraftKings. Still bad.
Yeah, but I think that's a hammer the over, right?
Give me an alternate total at 9.5. Give me the over, and I want those odds.
9.5. You're probably gonna get maybe +2, close to 200, probably on that.
Ooh, I don't know if that's good enough to take it, but I might fuck around. Put a Tyler Kluver size bet down on that, $10. Pay me back.
I mean, Penn State's gonna be the toughest game of the year, right? And then you have crossovers of Penn State, Michigan State lost their quarterback and number 1 wide receiver this offseason.
Yep.
It's the transfer portal.
And quite honestly, they've got a clown. They're paying $100 million at coach.
Yeah.
So chalk that one up for the Hawks right now. Hawks by a fucking million.
Who dat?
Michigan State.
Who's their coach?
Mel Tucker.
Tucker, yeah.
Kenneth Walker made that man $100 million.
Literally. Absolutely, literally.
Probably should see some royalties on that.
Well, I mean, Kenneth is doing well now.
He ain't doing 100.
He ain't doing 100 mil.
He's not doing 100 mil. But I think he was in the running for offensive rookie of the year last year. I don't.
He was. Yeah, he absolutely was. Yeah.
Going back to what Drake said, if any of the boys do listen, which is doubtful, but if they do, you guys are going to get to experience one of the most, and at risk of sounding like a 28-year-old boomer here, you guys are going into a place that's gonna be lit. There's
From
no
Happy
other.
Valley?
Yeah.
What an experience that is. I tried to fight a fan through the fence on the walk from the locker room to the stadium, bro. That place put some juice in your balls. I'll tell you that.
Does not surprise me. When the specialists go out first, which is a really cool thing for the specialists because it's like we're not that important, but we get to go out before anybody else does, and so it's the first time you either get booed by the opposing fans or that your fans see you and you get a little pop, you get a WWF pop, right? Like Stone Cold's music. Oh shit, it's the Undertaker. When we ran out on a chilled night in Happy Valley to an absolute mob of white, a sea of white. That was one of the moments. When was that? 2016?
Yep.
So I'm 4 years in the program, right? The shock and awe of playing in front of 60, 70, 80,000 people at this point.
We had played in all the big games before. Right?
It had worn off at this point, right? I'm cool with it. That was a moment where when we walked out, I think I pulled the specialist over and I said, "Hey, boys, take this one in when you get a chance because this is different." And it was fucking amazing. And then we proceeded to,
lose by a lot.
Nittany Lions by 1,000,000 is what it felt like.
Saquon Barkley by 1,000,000.
Yeah, good for that guy.
That guy is something different.
We got bent over, but it was cool. It was cool. Some of the biggest games that we played in all ended in loss. Fucking Big Ten championship, Rose Bowl, Penn State away. The Michigan and Ohio State games were cool.
We got a couple. Yeah, Michigan was the next week, right?
It was the wildest contrast of weeks.
You know what? We probably, if we played Penn State tight that game, do you think we win Michigan the next week?
It's an interesting question. Probably not. Do you remember how fucking locked in focused that Michigan week of practice was, though? I do.
Do you remember the fucking Walmart guy telling us we're going to need a prayer?
Oh, I'll never forget Walmart guy.
Fuck that guy.
Walmart guy is still rolling around the game aisles. Unfucking real. Well, you got the Claiborne block pulled up there? Oh shit. Yeah, play me some of that. I want to get turned on. Oh yeah. Okay. Adrian just decides, you know what? I'm gonna run. Claiborne, the big defensive end, blocks it and takes it in. Dude, he was so.
He just decided that he was a better athlete than the walk-on 210-pound whatever guy they had playing the up back.
And you know what's funny is if you watch the whoever was assigned to him, he gets run through and he kind of looks back like, and he just watches his playing time slip away. Like, oh fuck, that just happened. Oh fuck, I just turned this game around single-handedly. He's right there. He's just running.
And the crazy thing about this is, obviously the defense is on the field. Claiborne's not on the punt return team.
Right.
No one told him to do that.
Right. That was not a block. They did not call that up. There was no.
That was punt safe.
I don't think in Adrian Claiborne's final year, anybody told him too much of anything other than like,
just go be
play
great.
Ball.
Yeah, seriously. Do your thing, man. There's not a whole lot of players out there you can just tell that to.
That man is.
He was one of them.
That man. The fact that I was once 22 years old and that was him at 22 years old doesn't really make a lot of sense if you compared and contrasted what we looked like. Do you want to pull up, because I guess we'll do this for the cockroach. You want to pull up the Gervase football camp page, Rally for Reid camp?
We're doing this for the kids. Fuck Gervase. This is all for the foundation.
That's true. Talked to Gervase. He texted me. We text back and forth a little bit sometimes. Our babies are 2 weeks apart, so we basically are going through the same parenting stuff at all times. He asked if we'd shout out the.
Is this it? Can you see it in the side screen?
Yeah, pull it up. So we got the the 3rd annual Rally for Reid football and spirit camps. And Gervase, you got to hand it to him. They pulled together a squad for the camp coaches for this thing. I think you go to this camp and you've got like 20 plus former Iowa athletes that played basically all around Gervase and our grade, coaching this thing. Are you on the Rally for Reid website, Grant?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the correct date then. Friday, June 23rd in Davenport, Iowa. If you have a child that is currently in kindergarten through 8th grade, those are the age groups that can sign up. And the cause is obviously a very good one. The money benefits pretty sure it benefits the Children's Hospital. Well, it benefits the Rally for Reid Foundation, which that money all goes to. I'm not sure exactly if it's a specific cancer that they're fighting against or just childhood cancer in general. But it's a damn good cause. And it is one of the things that Gervase, actually, it's probably the best thing he's done. Certainly not the fake punt that got called for him this past season.
Shout out to George too. He just did a camp that benefited the.
Yeah, George was back in Kinnick yesterday, and he was visiting the hospital. And I'm telling you guys, like, selfishly, yes. If you guys sign up for the Patreon, sure, like, there's going to be some amount of profit that helps create this show on a regular basis and allow us to travel down to Tight End U and spend some of that money on making content for this show, right? But half of that goes to causes like this, like George yesterday going to the hospital, Gervase running this camp. The last 2 years, we are just short in 3 years as a podcast and brand of $50,000 donated to the Children's Hospital from this dumb show.
Shout out to him.
So the more you guys, and we've loaded the Patreon with goodies that over the course of a year pay yourself back in droves if the donation to the kids isn't good enough in the first place. So shout out to Gervase. If you got a kid, sign them up for the camp. And yeah, pull up that picture, Grant. Look at George. His hair is long.
He's just one of a kind.
There was somebody who tweeted, I believe it was Slater Kinnick is the Twitter account, who tweeted that picture out and said something along the lines of, has there been a player who has graduated and seen more of, gained more of a follow? Yeah. Is there an Iowa player whose fame and following have grown more after graduating than George Kittle? I don't think there is.
No.
He's an international superstar. I mean,
I think the answer is just a hard no.
Big E might have a claim to that.
I guess that's yeah.
Big E doing pretty good for himself.
And WWE is a big brand. A lot of people know who Big E is. Would they connect him to Iowa football? No. But how big was Big E at Iowa football versus how big is he now, right? That is a huge transformation. He was basically unknown.
Yeah.
And George was at least known when he was at Iowa, Kevin Ward's had to come up too, honestly.
He's a CEO, a striker, for Christ's sake.
It's unbelievable what that kid's doing.
If only, boys.
Hey, keep dreaming, Kev. Keep that head down, grind.
I think that'd probably actually be accurate for all three of us that we're more popular now than when we played, right?
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
No one know who the fuck any of us. Well, Drake was famous for breaking his leg.
That's it. That's all I had.
Kluver, you had your polecat.
I had one moment. Me and Drake both had one moment. And Drake had two. He hit a home run in Yankee Stadium after a walk-off tutter.
I had a couple good cut blocks too in my career.
Yeah, but the fans don't give a fuck about that. Kevin had, a collection of good moments as a senior captain, and some big plays throughout his years. But yeah, I would say if there was a way to find a quotient of how big your come up is after your career. The boys are decent there.
My quotient's low, dude.
I don't know. There's a lot of people who know who Drake Kulik is. That crazy bastard on that one podcast, you know?
Maybe.
Even more crazy on the DHT if you sign up for Patreon, you fucking goofballs. That's it. I don't got anything else. There was a decent collection of things we had to run through.
What about the fuck boy that put out some article about should Iowa get rid of the fullback?
Yeah, someone posted that in the Discord.
Me and that guy need to fight.
I think the idea was they were suggesting like get rid of the fullback only and just do what the NFL does and use a tight end as a fullback.
Hey, buddy, suck my cock. We don't have a 46 roster cap.
Grant was on that motherfucker. Holy shit. Is it time for Iowa to retire the fullback? Iowa football under Kirk Ferentz is nothing if not respectful of the history and traditions of both the program and the sport of college football at large. Ferentz is the dean of coaching at the FBS level, yada, yada. Maybe the biggest schematic indication of Iowa's old school approach to football under Ferentz is the continued use of the fullback. And it goes on to say how only 20 FBS teams carried fullbacks on their rosters last year. Wow, that's nuts. 1/6 of the teams carry a fullback.
That's trash, dude.
Only 1/6 of teams have fullbacks, and Drake still couldn't get into the league.
Ouch.
How many pro teams carry on though?
That's what I'm saying. None. They have Parker Hesse's.
Use check. The 49ers got use check.
Okay, there's 4 teams who carry a true fullback, and then the others use like tight ends or DNs.
I can't. Drake, can you think of any others off the top of your head?
I think
real fullbacks?
Yeah, real fullbacks.
The Patriots have one.
Don't the Steelers have one?
The Patriots, they still have James Ferentz playing fullback?
No.
Well, they had the guy Devlin. There's one fullback, Ricard.
Ricard is yeah.
I think JJ Watt's brother.
Yeah.
Derek Watt. Oh yeah, CJ Ham is
Alec Ingold. I remember
Derek
he
Watt
made
wasn't that fucking good in college, man.
Dude, Derek Watt stinks.
I wouldn't know, but yeah, he's not as good as his brothers. That's for sure. Monty Pottebaum.
2.7 million.
What is going? That's not
his contract. If he were to play out his,
if he were to actually sign and play out his contract would be 2. God damn.
Oh God, I hope Monty makes 2.
I mean, that's minimum wage these days, boys. It's like $750K.
Oh my God, I hope with everything in my body that Monty gets that. That'd be so sick. I hope that he responds to us eventually. God, it'd be great to have him on the podcast. Monty, are you out there? Hey.
Yeah, he's out there in Pittsburgh about to make $2.7 million.
Pittsburgh's a cool city, man. I like Pittsburgh.
Monty belongs in Pittsburgh, bro. He's
does.
a Pittsburgh type of dude.
He does.
I'm surprised there's not more Iowa guys that find their way to Pittsburgh.
Seriously.
Seems like a...
Actually, before Monty, I don't think there was anybody on their roster.
Program, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything else.
James is there right now, right?
James Daniels, yeah.
Yeah. Daniels did get traded over there. Yeah. Anything else from Arizona or Coralville?
Eat your pork.
Yeah. And make sure it's not too thick. Otherwise, you might not be able to handle it. Outside of that, hope you guys have a fantastic day, evening, whenever you listen. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.